Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Welcome to Entri, India's best application and best YouTube channel to crack any of the government exam. I, Deepmani Bhardwaj, welcomes you all again, and the topic that we are going to discuss today is mensuration. And what is in the mensuration? We'll be discussing the previous year questions. Okay, so let's start with the previous year's questions. So the first question says the area of a square is equal to the area of rectangle. The difference between the length and breadth of the rectangle is 48 centimeter and breadth of the rectangle is 1/4 of its length. So what's the length of the square? See, this question was asked in SBI PO 2016. That means the question is important. So let's start its solution. See, the first important point that is given is what? The area of a square is equal to the area of rectangle. Now, this is the square in which all the sides are equal in nature, and this is rectangle in which opposite sides are equal in nature. Fine. The next point that is given is the difference between the length and breadth of the rectangle is 48 centimeter. See, if I consider the length of a square as a small a, fine. So what would be the area of this square? The area of this square would be a square, because I clearly know that area of a square is what? It's side into side. And if I consider this as b, that means this is also b. And if this side is L, this side would also be of L. If I calculate its area would be what? Its area would be L into B. It's very clear, it's crystal clear, because we know this very well. What is the next condition that is given? The next condition is the difference between the length and breadth of the rectangle is 48 centimeter. That means L minus B is equal to 48 centimeter. Let it be our equation number 1. Now, if I am asked, see, breadth of the rectangle is 1/4 of its length. This means that B is equal to 1/4 of L. Let it be equation number 2. Fine. Now what is asked? We are asked what is the length of the square. So let's try to solve this. While putting this equation 2 in the equation number 1, what we will get? We will get L minus 1/4 L is equal to what? It is equal to 48. Now, what does it mean? This means that L is equal to 48 into 4 divided by 3. And what it will give? It will give me L equals to 64. What is 64? 64 in centimeter. Fine. Now I have calculated the length. What is the another condition? We are told that length minus breadth is 48. That means if I put this value here, what I am going to get? I am going to get 64 minus b equals 48, and by solving it, I'll get b is equal to 16 centimeter. Fine. And in the very starting, we were told the area of the square is equal to the area of rectangle. This means if I calculate the area of rectangle, it would be equal to the area of square. So what is the area of rectangle? The area of the rectangle is L into B. That is, area of the rectangle is what? Its length into breadth. That is 64 cross 16. But I am not going to solve this part, because you will be easily cracking this. You will be easily solving it within no time. Let's see how. What is asked in the exam? We are asked to find the length of the square. Now how you are going to find the length of the square? We clearly know that area of a square is what? Area of a square is side into side. That is its sides square. And what was the side given? Side that was given was A. So its area would be what? Its area would be A square. But the area of rectangle is what? It's 64 cross 16. And we already know that this area and this area are equal in nature. So while putting here 64 cross 16 equals A square, now While calculating this, I can see that after putting it under root 64 cross 16, I can directly solve it. What is coming here? 8 into 8 is 64 and 4 into 4 is 16. So what would be the correct answer? The correct answer is 8 cross 4. 8 cross 4, that means what is the answer? The correct answer is 32 centimeter. So what's the correct answer? The correct answer is 32 centimeter. So option number A is correct. Fine. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is, you have to study the question along the statements and decide the information given in which of the statements is necessary to answer the question. Now, what is the statement? The statement is, they are asking what is the cost of flooring the rectangular hall, and the first condition is given that length and breadth of the hall are in ratio 3:2. First thing. The second thing that they have given is length of the hall is 48 meter and cost of flooring is rupees 850 per meter square. And the third point is perimeter of the hall is 160 meter and the cost of flooring is rupees 850 per square meter. See, this question was asked in SBI PO 2016. So let's try to solve this question. See, according to the first part, I am given that the length and the breadth of the hall are in the ratio 3:2. That means L upon B is equal to 3 by 2. And if I take it as x, that means the length is 3x and the breadth is 2x. This is clear? Now, coming on to the next part. We are told that length of the hall is 48 meter. If I am given the length as a 48 meter, that means 3x is equal to 48. And if I'll solve this 3x, what would be the value of x? The value of x would be 48 by 3. That is, it would be 16. And if I get the length, I can calculate the breadth as well because it is 2x, that is the twice of 16. And what would be the value? Its value would come what? 32. So if I know the length, if I know the breadth, and we are told that the cost of flooring is rupees 850 per square meter, that means I can calculate the area by L into B, and while multiplying in the L into B with rupees 850, I can get my answer. That means using these conditions, I can calculate my answer. Now let's move on to the next part. The next part says what? The next part is told that perimeter of the hall is 160 meter. And what is the perimeter? I clearly know that 2 into L plus B is the perimeter. That is what? 160. And I was already given the L and B's ratio. What? I have considered it as 3x and 2x. If I'll put the value here, 3x plus 2x equals 160. That means I will be able to calculate the x value. And if I am able to solve the x value, that means I can calculate its length, I can calculate its breadth, and if I know L and B, I can calculate its area as well. And when area is found, that means by multiplying it by 850, I can get the answer. That means using first condition and along with the first, either second or third condition can be used to get the answer. Fine. So what would be the correct answer? The correct answer is that you can use any of the condition along with 1. So what would be the correct answer? The correct answer is going to be D. Fine. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is, the circumference of a circle is 4 times the side of the square. If the area of circle is 154 square centimeter, find the area of square. See, this is the question of IPS RRB 2019, and IPS RRB's form are going on, so please fill them so that you can be selected in the first attempt itself. Try to solve this part. See, when we are given that the circumference of the circle is 4 times the side of a square, let's understand what is the meaning of this word circumference. See, in the previous video, I already told you if someone is saying perimeter, just calculate the sum of the boundary, and the sum of the boundary will give you the perimeter, and same condition comes with the circumference of the circle. So if someone says what is the circumference of circle, just take a starting point and calculate the whole part till its end point. So this boundary is the circumference of the circle, same as the perimeter. So what they have told? They have told that the circumference of the circle is 4 times the side of the square. That means if I have taken a side of the square as A, now what would be the circumference of the circle? It would be 4a. It's as clear as that. Now what is the another condition? The another condition that is given is the area of the circle is 154 square centimeter, and I clearly know that the area of the circle is what? The area of the circle is pi r square, and how much it is? It is 154. So from here I can calculate the r's value. R square is going to be 154 cross 7 divided by 22, and from here I can calculate the value of r, that is 7 centimeter. So the first condition is that I have to find the r here. After calculating the r, now what I have to do? Now the thing that I have to do is use the another condition. See, I was told that the circumference of the circle is 4 times the side of the square. So what is the circumference of the circle? The circumference of the circle is 2 pi r, and we were told that it is equal to the 4 times the side of the square. Fine. So what would be its value? Its value is going to come what? 44. Fine. So let's try to solve this part. How you are going to solve this part? I know that I was given that the perimeter of the square is what? The perimeter of the square is the sum of all the boundaries, isn't it? So its square is coming what? It would be 44 divided by 4. Simple. Now while calculating it, it is coming 11. Fine. So that means one side of the square is what? One side of the square is 11, and if I can calculate the one side of the square as 11, that means the perimeter of a square is what? The perimeter of the square is 11 cross 4, that is 44. So what was asked? We were asked about the area. Now since we are asked about the area, area of the square is what? Area of the square is side square. So side was what? Side was 11. So 11 square is what? It's 121 centimeter square. So the correct answer is 121 centimeter square. Now let's understand this question in a super fast mode. See, the circumference of the circle was given. It is the 4 times the side of the square. Fine. So the circumference of the circle is what? It's 2 pi r. Fine. And 2 pi r's value is given what? We are going to solve it by using one more thing, that is it was given that area of the circle is what? Area of the circle is 154 centimeter square. Since I know pi r square is 154, from here I can calculate the value of r, that is 7 centimeter. Now I'll calculate the value of 2 pi r. 2 pi r means 2 into 22 by 7 into the radius. From this radius I can calculate that its circumference is what? Its circumference is 44, and I was told that the circumference of the circle is 4 times the side of a square. That means one side of a square is what? One side of the square is 11 centimeter. When I know the side of the square is 11 centimeter, that means the perimeter of the square is what? It's 11 cross 4, that is 44. And what is the area of a square? Area of the square is the side of the square, that is 11 into 11, that is 121 centimeter square. So this was the answer. Let's move on to the next question. Next question is, the circumference of a circle A is 110 centimeter and that of B is 132 centimeter. What is the difference between the radii of the two circles in centimeter? This question is again of IBPS 2019. Let's move on to this solution part. See, what they have told? They have told us the circumference of two circles are 110 and 132 centimeters respectively. Now what is the formula for the circumference? To calculate the area of the to calculate the circumference of the circle, we use 2 pi r. Let us consider first circle's radius as r1 and second circle's radius as r2. This will give us what? This will give us the value as 132 minus 110. This means that taking 2 pi as common, r1 minus r2 is equal to what? It's equal to 22. Now since we are asked the difference between the radii of the two circles, so we can leave these as it is and try to solve it. Now we are going to solve it. Now we are solving it. it would come quite in this manner, and in this manner we have calculated its difference, and its difference is what? Its difference is 7 by 2, that is 3.5. Since its value is 3.5 centimeters, so what is the correct answer? The correct answer is B, that is 3.5 centimeter. The next question is the ratio of volume and cone of a cylinder of same base 5:x respectively. If the height of cone is 45 centimeter and total surface area of the structure is made by joining the same cone and cylinder such that the base of cone and cylinder completely coincide is 11340 centimeter square. Then find the value of x if the radius of the cone is 28 centimeter. And one more thing that they have given is use the value of pi as 3. That means you have to find the approx value. You need not use 3.14 or 22 by 7 here. So let's solve this RRB mains question. See, the first thing that we are given is the ratio of volume of cone and volume of the cylinder of the same base is 5:x. Now, what is the volume of cone? The volume of cone, we clearly know that it is 1 by 3 pi r square h. I am taking the small h for the cone and capital H for the cylinder. So, the ratio of cone is to cylinder. What is the formula for cylinder? It's pi r square h. What is the ratio given? We are given its ratio as 5:x. Fine. So, let's try to solve it out. Pi r square and pi r square are going to cancel out. That means small h upon capital H is equal to 15 by x. And one more thing that we are given is the height of the cone is given 45 centimeter. And what is the small h? The small h is 45. That means I can calculate the height of the cone here. So what would be the value of capital H? The capital H is coming 3x. So this is the first thing that I have got. Now what is the second part? The second part is we are told that total surface area of the structure is made by joining the same cone and cylinder such that the base of the cone and cylinder completely coincide. See, here total surface area is given. How much? 11340. So what is the total surface area for them? For total surface area, we are going to use the TSA of what? TSA of the cone plus of the what? Cylinder. So it would be 2 pi r h plus pi r square. Now what is pi r square here? For the pi r square, we are getting the circles part because the cylinder structure is quite like this. Fine. And they are saying that we are using cone also in that. That means we have to use this circle as well. And what is the area of the circle? The area of the circle is pi r square. Let's try to solve it out. Now to calculate L, I know that I am going to use what? Pythagoras theorem. Isn't it? This is the height and this is the length that is given. So it is the right angle triangle. And now for this part we are going to solve this L. So what would be the value of L? See, we are going to solve it. 3 cross 28 would be taken as common, and for the value of L I will be using 28 square plus 45 square plus 6x plus 28 is equal to what? Its value is given 11340. That means from this I can easily calculate its value for what? For the x value. And what was asked? We were asked about the x value only. So let's try to solve this. Now what is going to be coming in under root? In under root it would be 202809 plus 6x plus 28 is equal to 135. And from this I can get the x value as 9. That means the correct answer is what? The correct answer is 9. Fine. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is the circumference of the circle is 66 centimeter. Find the approximate area of the square if the radius of the circle is 2 times the side of a square. This question is of RRB 2016. So let's try to solve this part. Now the question says that the circumference of the circle is what? It's 66 centimeter, and I know that the circumference of the circle is what? It's 2 pi r, and 2 pi r's value is how much? It is given 66. That means I can get r's value from here. 2 into 22 by 7 cross r is equal to 66. That means r's value is what? It would go 33 times. That means r value is 21 by 2. Since I have received the value of radius, question is asking find the approximate area of the square if its radius of circle is 2 times the side of square. This means the side of the square is what? The side of square is going to come 21 by 2 cross 2, because we are told the radius of the circle is 2 times the side of the square. So this is the condition. So what is the side of the square? The side of the square is now 21 by 4. Just a second, it is 1 by 2. Sorry to tell you. Now this would be 21 by 4. That means what is the area of the square? Now I know that the area of a square is nothing, just the square of the side. So taking its square or multiplying it 2 times, I'll get its answer. So what would be the answer? I know that 21 square is what? It's 441 divided by 16. So if you divide it, you will get something approx 28. So this means the area of a square is what? It's 28 centimeter square. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is again a quite long one. Do not panic, because these questions are always simple. Do not panic on these parts. The radii of two circles are 10 centimeter and 17 centimeter. What is the distance between their centers? The first point is the length of a common chord is 16 centimeter, and the second part is the length of the direct common tangent is 20 centimeter. And we have to answer from among us these 5 options. And what are these options? The first one is saying the question can be answered using statement 1 alone, but cannot be answered by using another statement alone. The second part is again saying that you can answer the question using statement 2 alone, but cannot be answered by using another statement alone. The third one is saying the question can be answered using either of the statement alone. Fourth part, the question cannot be answered using both the statements together. And the fifth part is question cannot be answered even using both the statements together. So let's try to solve this IPS RRB mains question. Fine. So let's understand the question scenario. If they are saying that the length of a common chord is 16 centimeter and the length of the direct common tangent is 20 centimeter, that means here I am going to use the formula of LDT. Fine. Length of direct common tangent. And what is the formula of LDT? It is distance between the, sorry, just a second. What is LDT? It is distance between centers minus this difference of the radius, square, and taking whole its square root. Fine. That means we can use this formula here, or we can write it in quite this manner. Root of distance between centers of what? For the circles, minus difference of radius, its square. And if I can use this formula, I know that I am already given the length of the common chord as 16, and here I am given the length of the direct common tangent as 20. That means I can use any of the options using this formula to calculate the answer. So what would be the correct answer? The correct answer would be the question can be answered using any of the options. Fine. So let's move on to the next part. The next question is the perimeter of a square is twice the perimeter of rectangle. If the perimeter of a square is 72 centimeter and length of the rectangle is 12 centimeter, what is the difference between the breadth of the rectangle and the side of the square? And this question is again of IPS RRB 2016. So let's try to solve this question. Now I know that the perimeter of the square is twice the perimeter of rectangle. Fine. So let me write it. Perimeter of the square would be what? The perimeter of the square is 4 times its side, and I am given that its perimeter is what? Its perimeter is 72. That means what is the side of the square? This means the side of the square would be 72 divided by 4, and what it will give? It will give its value as 18 centimeter. First thing. The second thing is that what would be the perimeter of the rectangle? The perimeter of the rectangle would be 72 by 2. The reason behind it, we have already told that the perimeter of the square is twice the perimeter of the rectangle. So perimeter of the rectangle is what? The perimeter of the rectangle is 36 centimeter. Fine. Now this is going to give you what? This is going to give you the breadth. How? We are given that length of the rectangle is 12 centimeter and I clearly know that perimeter of the rectangle is equal to 2 into L plus B. What is the value of perimeter of rectangle? It is 36 equals 2 into what is the length? It's 12. What is the breadth? We will take it as B. So while solving it, I am going to get 36. This is going to be cancelled out by 18. That means B's value is what? B's value is 6 centimeter. Now I have got the value of B. I have also got the value of length, which is given 12 centimeter. Now what they have asked? They have asked what is the difference between the breadth of the rectangle and side of the square. What is the side of the square? The side of the square is 18. What is the breadth of the rectangle? The breadth of the rectangle is 6. Let's try to solve it out. So 18 minus 6 is what? 18 minus 6 is 12 centimeter. See, you can see that these questions are very simple. The only thing is that you have to just keep your basics concept clear and you are going to crack the exam. So this was a question of RRB 2016. Let's move on to the next part. The next question says the circumference of a circle to the perimeter of a square is 11:6 and the sum of the radius of the circle and one side of the square is 26 meter. Find the area of square. See, this question is of IPS RRB 2017. That means this question is also important. Let's try to solve this out. What they have told me? They have told me that the circumference of the circle is, the ratio of circumference of the circle to the perimeter of a square is 11:6. I clearly know that the circumference of the circle is what? It's 2 pi r. And what is the value of the perimeter of the square? I know that if I consider one side as a, so the perimeter of square would be 4a because it is boundary sum and its ratio is given 11:6. This means I can calculate the value of r upon here, a here. See, from 2 to it is coming and it will be 22 by 7. That means 11 by 7. That means r by a is what? R by a is going to come 7 by 6. Let us keep this equation number 1. Now they have given one more condition. The sum of the radius of the circle and one side of the square is 26 centimeter. Sorry, it's 26 meter. And I know that the radius is taken as r and one side of the square is taken as a, and they have given this, it is equal to what? It is equal to 26 meter. So let it be 26. Now we can put the value of r here and calculate the value of a. So from here I'll get a is equal to what? It's 6 by 13 into 26. Just a second. What is the value of r? R's value would be r equals 7 by 6a. And by putting the 7 by 6a plus a equals to 26, I am going to get a equals 6 by 13 into 26. And 13 twos are 66. That means, 13 twos are 26. That means a's value is what? A's value is 12 meter. Now, what was asked? I was asked to find the area of the square. And what is the area of a square? Area of a square is just side into side, and its side was a. So, putting the value of a, 12 cross 12, that means its value is 144 meter square. So that's our answer. So the correct answer is what? The correct option is option number A, 144 square meter. Fine. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is what? The next question is the ratio of curved surface area to the total surface area of cylinder is 3:5. Find out the volume of cylinder if the curved surface area is 462 centimeter square. This question was of IBS RRB Mains 2018. Let's try to solve this part. See, the curved surface area of the the curved surface area of the cylinder is what? The curved surface area of the cylinder is 2 pi r h. Coming on its TSA part, total surface area is what? Its total surface area is 2 pi r h and the two circles here. Which one? This part and this part. and one part is pi r square. That means two parts are what? 2 pi r square. Let's add them. So the two parts are 2 pi r square. Fine. Now what we have to define? We are given about its volume, and the volume of the cylinder is what? It's pi r square h. I have written all the three important things. Now I am going to solve it out. I was told that the ratio of curved surface area to the total surface area of the cylinder is 3:5 ratio. So let's try to solve it. CS is 2 pi r s, total surface area is this. Now let's try to solve it. 2 pi r h upon 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r square. Its ratio is what? Its ratio is 3:5. Fine. So let's try to solve it out. Now I know that 2 pi r are common here. So 2 pi r I can cancel it out. So from here what will I get? I'll get the value as 5h is equal to 3h plus 3r. That means h value is coming what? H value would be 2h is equal to 3r. That means h value is coming 1.5 r. Since I have found the h in using the r, that means that I am going to use this out, and I was given that the volume of the cylinder, sorry, I have to find the volume of cylinder if the curved surface area is 462. That is, we are given the curved surface area's value. Now putting the curved surface area's value, we can find out its answer. What is the CSA? The CSA is equal to 462. And what is the CSA? We have written it. It is 2 pi r h, and it is equal to 462. That means now I am going to calculate r here. How? I will be putting h value is as 1.5 r. So it would be 2 into 22 by 7 into r into 1.5 r equals 462. Now I'll solve it and get the r square as 49. That means r value is coming 7. Since I've got 7 here, so I clearly know that h value is what? It's 1.5 into r. That means 1.5 into 7, which is going to give me 10.5 centimeter. And when I know the value of h, I can use the value of volume of cylinder. What is the formula for volume of cylinder? It's pi r square h, and the value of pi is 22 by 7, and the value of r is what? I know that the value of r is 7, so it would be 7 cross 7. And what is h? It is 10.5. Now solving this part, I'll get its volume as 1617 centimeter cube. So it was such a simple question. The only thing was that you have to keep your basics clear. And if I know all these formulas, I can easily solve this question. So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is 1617 centimeter cube. So all these were the important questions that were previously asked in the exams. You can also practice your questions by attempting the free daily quiz that we are providing you. We are providing the live IBPS RRB rank booster quiz, daily live quiz at 10 a.m. These are daily, we are giving 15 questions with 15 minutes. Now, from where you will give this test? You can attempt this test from the link that we have given in the description. So please use the description part, and please give the exam so that you can boost your rank, and this rank booster will surely give you selection in the exam. So kindly give this test and get selected in the first attempt itself. Now please like the video. Comment section is available for you. Please do like, comment and share this video so that we can give the best from us and you get selected as soon as possible, that is in the first attempt itself. So IBPS RRB's notification is already out, the application window is already open. Kindly fill the form from there and kindly give test from Entri so that you can get selected in the first attempt itself. So thanking you, thanks a lot.